Hello, everyone. My name is Stacey Adelman, and I am a registered psychologist and founder of Joshua Tree Learning Center here in Regina, Saskatchewan. And every Tuesday at 12, we go live and we talk about a variety of different topics. Sometimes we invite people from Joshua Tree to join us, and we talk about all kinds of things. And today I thought, let's talk about the importance of routines. So I've worked with so many people over the years, and one of my main recommendations always comes down to structure, consistency, routine. And so I thought, well, let's talk a lot about, well, what is the importance of routines in our mental health and in our daily living, and how can routines help us? So routines to me they're a security blanket. They give us a sense of safety. They give us a sense of predictability. And so essentially, when we have consistent routines in our daily lives, the main benefit is they really reduce stress. And so there are so many different kinds of routines, on a daily basis that we can implement that will help us reduce stress. So if you even think about the number of decisions you make from the first minute that you wake up in the morning, we are making decisions immediately about what time to wake up. Should I hit the snooze button again or not? When should I have breakfast? Should I have my morning coffee first? Maybe I should get outside. Should I let the dog out first and then have my coffee, or the other way around? Right? So immediately upon waking up, our brain is being forced to make decisions immediately. And so what happens is, if we can create these consistent routines, we do them every single day, it takes that pressure off. It takes that decision fatigue away. So a very common morning routine might be to get up and make your bed, walk downstairs, put on the coffee, let the dog out, right? Have breakfast, go for a walk. That would be an example of a consistent morning routine that we want to follow every single day. And as such, that's going to take away some of that stress. Essentially, they're also going to help routines are going to help with better sleep. So you often hear, or I'll make a recommendation for better sleep routines or better bedtime routines. So how are we ending the day? Right? We just talked about an example of how to start the day. How are we ending the day? So what is the bedtime routine? Do we go for a walk every evening? Maybe we go to bed at the same time every night. Are we having a bath before bed, or a shower, or reading, or journaling, or quiet time, or taking time away from our technology as a way to help us wind down and get the brain ready for sleep? So again, it's a signal to the brain that says, oh, we're getting ready to do this, and it helps the brain unwind and relax, and consequently you end up with better sleep, right? So it can lead to better health, right? Because now you're setting aside for things that are really important. So you're setting aside time for exercise. You're setting aside time for meal planning, perhaps setting aside time to take your medications, making medical appointments, or taking care of yourself. What are the routines or the procedures that you have in place for your life for managing better health? And consequently, we start to feel happier, right? We need to build in time for play. And often when we get busy, 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 what is the first thing to go? Play, having a good time. If we don't make time for that in our daily routines, that tends to be the first thing we let go of. And so play is important for children, but it's also important for adults. And are we making time to let our brains just relax and enjoy play? Routines are really, really helpful, again, for improved interpersonal relationships. They also give us a sense of accomplishment. So I don't know how many of you have heard of the talk, the key to success is to make your bed, right? So the first thing you should be doing in the morning is make your bed, because in the first 5 minutes that you've been awake, you have already accomplished something. And that sense of accomplishment makes us feel good. It makes us feel better. And it gets our day off and starts that momentum. It increases that motivation for the day. So, research is also showing that there's links between family routines and your children's social skills or their academic success. So, just like for adults, for kids, those routines are a security blanket. So, when there's upheaval in the world or there's difficult things happening in their lives, they know that when they go home and those routines are consistent, it's a predictable, safe place to be. Routines are a safety, like a secure blanket. All right. As well, routines with families help reduce symptoms of hyperactivity and impulsivity and other kinds of behavior problems. Again, because the brain isn't always having to make decisions. Things are always staying the same, they're repetitive, and when they're repetitive, they're safe and they know exactly what is coming next. And that kind of predictability really decreases issues with behavior. Routines are especially important if you're coping with mental health issues or if you're in recovery from substance use disorders. We always recommend how to build these routines. And so routines for your mental health might be, are you going to therapy on a consistent basis, right? So one of the things we really advocate here is not always waiting till you're really, really struggling, but rather making therapy more of a consistent self-care kind of a habit. Maybe it's you go once a month and you speak with a therapist, and you keep that momentum going rather than waiting till we're really, really struggling. Perhaps it's joining certain support groups as part of your mental health plan, right? Or reading educational resources to support yourself. How are you building that into a daily system or a daily routine? So it's really, really important to take care of your mental health as well. So, how do we create routines? Well, you start small. I always recommend start small. Sometimes we get so excited, yep, we're going to do this, we're gung ho, and then we want to implement, a million things all at once. No, start small, one thing at a time. If you're setting up a routine for your family, it'll backfire if you try to do too many things at once. One thing at a time, introduce it slowly and build the consistency of one thing at a time. When that one thing is nailed down, then you add another thing. That's called habit stacking. And we're just going to add it to the routine. And slowly, 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 we start to build these systems for ourselves and build that predictability. It's really helpful too if you write it down. Sometimes when we think of things in our head, we kind of blow it up. It feels a lot bigger or a lot more overwhelming. But when you write it down and you see it in front of you, your brain perceives it differently. And so creating that list or having it posted can be so helpful. And then even checking it off, as you go through the routine throughout your day. And that gives you that sense of accomplishment and moving forward. Do things at the same time each day. So really, if you're trying to implement maybe an exercise routine, try to stick to the same time each day. So maybe it's at 7 o'clock every morning, you go outside for a 10-minute walk. Don't make it a long walk. It doesn't have to be huge. Just set the intention and the routine that at the same time every single day you do that. Really important to track your progress, right? That's why we have things like fitness trackers or people track their sleep. There's so many great apps and tools out there. I like just an old calendar where I like to check my progress every day. Did I do it? Yes or no? And put a check mark. So you can make it very, very simple, but tracking your progress, again, lets you see how far you've come. It lets you see that you've been able to maintain it, gives you that sense of accomplishment, and it helps you set further goals. Again, it objectifies it so you can see it in front of you. Sometimes people kind of get frustrated. Maybe they miss a day or two, and then it's like, ah, well, just kind of let it go. Don't let it go. It's normal to miss a day or two and kind of fall out of routine. That's okay. We're human beings. That happens. And just pick it up the next day. Keep going, right? And that's the beauty of keeping it small. You don't have to start all over again with this huge task. Just keep it small and pick it up again. So, those are just a couple of ideas on how to implement routines. What are some examples of routines that people might use in their homes on a daily basis? Maybe going to bed and waking up at the same time each day, or having that shower in the morning, even if you're not going out. Dress for the day. Make sure you get up and get dressed all at the same time each day. Eat your meals at regular times. Keep a daily schedule for exercise. Limit the use of electronics before bed. Those are just examples of some of the daily routines you can put in place. I'll bring it right back again to routines for your mental health. If you're working with a therapist, try to stay consistent, whether that be a weekly, bi-weekly, monthly basis. Just make sure you got it scheduled and you know that that's your routine for your health care. And then building support systems around you with a support group or with family and friends, really, really super important as well for helping you stay on track and making the time that it takes to take care of your mental health and well-being. So here at Joshua Tree, we're happy to help you do that. We have a full team of psychologists, clinical counselors, social workers who are all here happy to help you with your mental health needs and the care of your family. Give us a call if you contact our intake coordinator, Kayla. She'll be happy to spend some time getting to know you and what your needs are. We'll get you all set up and working here. We've got a really unique model of care that we follow, the Joshua Tree Journey, where we help build in the consistency, the accountability, the support groups to provide that support. And we work with you as part of your healthcare team. So thank you so much for joining us today. Good luck with building your routines. I'm always working and trying to build and tweak mine. And so hang in there. It's always a work in progress. Stick with it. And over time, you should see some of those nice results. Take care, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day.